I'm very happy to see you again after the Chengdu International Flying Show. We noticed that many young flying enthusiasts in China were eager to interact with you at the event. What are your impressions of a special trip to China for this event?
I felt very well. I was very kindly welcomed by all Chinese people and Duofu group. It was a very pleasant trip for me. Thank you very much for this welcome.
We know you have extensive experience working with Air France, and November 9th marks the airline's 91st anniversary. Air France is often regarded as the most romantic airline. So what is your greatest achievement during your time at Air France?
The most important thing when I worked for Air France, for me it was a very pleasant job, well paid, and I could see everywhere in the world, many countries. The job of airline pilot is very interesting and very grateful. When I was flying for Air France, I had also enough free time for leisure, pleasure, and that is what I decided at the same time to fly the helicopter for pleasure. I have a flight school in Cannes, and I teach how to fly helicopters to pilot students.
What experience do you think France has to share with China in general aviation policies?
Okay, I think that regulations in China may be more liberal, and I think you may open the sky and develop general aviation. It must be able in China to fly from one point to another with an aircraft, and so in that case general aviation can be a mobility solution. I think that opening the sky would be very good for China.
How did you come into contact with pharma compared to other brands? What qualities of pharma attracted you to purchase the K209? In your opinion, what is the K209's greatest advantage? Okay,
in France, the world of helicopter is very small. We know each other, every people, every pilot, helicopter pilot, and so the market is small, but the sky is great. And as I like helicopter, I kept me informed about evolution and about possibilities to fly with an helicopter. And so with the newspaper, magazines, specialized magazine, I knew that Nino Fama developed an helicopter in Italy that fit my needs. My needs were a helicopter with 2 seats, reliable, that can fly quickly, fast. So in France, the market of the helicopters is growing, and because I like helicopter, I kept information from special aeronautic magazines. And I knew that Nino Fama developed an helicopter with a new turboshaft engine, and it's a unique product, and I was interested about this helicopter, and I inquired, and this helicopter fit completely my needs. Nino Fama in Italy developed this helicopter with a turboshaft engine instead of a piston engine, and that makes this helicopter much more reliable and safe, easy to operate, and that's why I chose to fly this helicopter and not another one. I rather like to fly a helicopter with a turboshaft engines, because in case of a sudden failure, a turboshaft engine gives some warning signals and alerts the pilot that there may be a problem or a sudden loss of total power. So he is warned and he can enter auto rotation easily. But on a piston engine, a sudden loss of total power may affect the pilot. The pilot may be affected by the startle effect, and he can be paralyzed and not react as soon as he must do to enter an auto rotation. The main factor, I chose this helicopter with a turboshaft engine, is because of the type of the engine. It is a turboshaft engine and not a piston engine. That makes this helicopter much more reliable and safe. Another advantage of the turboshaft engine is easier maintenance. It is easier to maintain a turboshaft engine, and there is no vibration compared to a piston engine. Yeah. And this helicopter is unique on the world. I don't know another helicopter with a turboshaft engine.
For the K series helicopters, who do you believe will be the primary customers in the future, and which markets do you think have potential value?
I think the kind of new customer that we can seduce are interested in aviation, interested in flying helicopters, and sometimes they have interest for mobility to travel from one point to another, and they may use their helicopter to do that. This helicopter also may be very interesting for helicopter flight schools, because the hour cost is cheaper than other helicopters.
What gives you the confidence to expand into broader global markets in the future and to better serve international customers?
I think if we want to grow, it's making advertisements about this helicopter and fly all over the Europe countries to show the helicopter in flight.
What is your impression of China from a visit? How do you view the prospects of China's low-altitude economy? What advantages does China have, and what challenges does China need to overcome?
I was very impressed with about the improvement of the economy for the last decades in China. I was used to come in China, but I could see the difference, because when I came for the first time and now, I could see a very high technological development and economy. So maybe opening the sky would be very good to develop the low altitude economy.